Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fenya and I'm your personal esthetician. In today's video, I want to discuss with you guys something super important to me, and I hope it's important to you guys. But I want to discuss and educate you guys on skincare devices. Anything that is a spin brush, the silicone brushes, cloths, sponges, anything that you rub against your skin, I want to talk to you guys about. And I want to show you guys what happens in the skin when you use these devices and what type of trauma it causes to your skin. And not in the short term, but in the long term. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification button, and let's get to it. Alright guys, so let's discuss this type of brush. This is a spin brush that's been around for a very, very long time. It started off with us, the estheticians. We used to use this in the treatment room, and then of course, big corporations decided to mass produce these and hand it to you guys, and here we are. So in order for you guys to use this brush correctly, technically you're supposed to use this brush once a month, which is what we used to do when we used to see our clients. But a lot of people out there have misused it, but then been misguided as well with these big companies. So let me show you what actually can happen when you use this brush every day. So what we tend to do is we take our brush and we put our cleanser right over the brush and go in circular motion. As the cleanser and the device is cleansing you, we tend to push against our skin. So here is what happens. Here is your pore and here is the bristle. When we push against the skin, the bristles are so small that can actually go inside the pore and poke a hole and stretch out the pore. So as the device is spinning, it's tearing the skin apart and the pore apart. So here's the small pore. As the bristle goes inside the pore, it tends to rip the pore open and enlargen the pore. Sometimes what it actually can do is cause micro tears in the skin. So when the pore goes in there and it's moving, the brush is moving around, it can scratch the skin and cause micro tears. So once you have that micro tear in the skin or the torn pore, we cannot fix that. We as estheticians cannot fix that. Once it's done, it's done. Once you have damage and loss of tissue in the skin, we cannot fix it. We cannot rebuild tissue again. Let's say if you have a couple of breakouts on your cheek and you go in circular motion and you tear that skin, and now the pus that was lingering in your pore is on the brush and the brush is moving around. Now you're spreading the bacteria to newer locations and causing more breakouts, more bacteria to grow, and spreading the breakout. One more fun fact, guys, and I want you guys to really listen. There is no such thing as closing the pore or opening the pore. Pores are not like muscle. They don't contract, okay? Once the pore is enlarged, we cannot close it again. We can minimize the appearance, but we cannot close a pore. So I see this all the time on Instagram, YouTube, even celebrities saying, I use steam to open up my pores. No, that doesn't happen. What happens with that, and I'm kind of going off the deep end and off the rail right now, but what happens when you use the steam is it softens the skin. It does not open the pore. So stop saying that. So once the pore is torn, the pore starts looking more of an oval shape and almost ripped. And the way I see this, and the reason why I know this, is when I'm seeing my clients at my office, when I have those magnifying lamps to do extractions, I will notice their pore looks kind of funky and almost torn and ripped apart. And that's how you can tell that you have micro tears in the skin. And you also can tell when there are tiny little scratches. Again, with the naked eye, you can't see, but if you use a magnifying glass or a lamp or a light, you can actually see very small itty bitty scratches in the skin. And I've seen this several times before in the treatment room. When you're using these devices, you don't really see the trauma and the damage that occurs into your skin at that moment. It takes 3 to 6 months for you to start seeing the trauma happening. Sometimes what ends up happening is when you use this device and you've been using it for 3 months, and all of a sudden you're getting these irritations and breakouts, you automatically associate that with I've used this device for a couple of months. This hasn't happened. Why is it happening now? Well, guess what? The trauma's catching up to you. But you automatically think, oh, it's this new product that I've used. Oh, it must be the makeup. No, girl. It's the device that's catching up to you, causing you to have a reaction, sensitivity, redness, flare-ups, rosacea, breakouts, your broken veins, capillaries. So much can happen, and you don't correlate the two because it took a little longer time for it to actually happen. All right, guys, so let's talk about the next brush. Let's talk about the silicone brushes. Yes, they don't spin, they don't have brush or bristles, but they do vibrate. Now, the issue with this type of brush is when you put your cleanser on the brush and apply it to the skin, it's starting to vibrate. That vibration causes a lot of blood flow to the skin and heat. And now we're going over the skin over and over. Sometimes we go in that same area a couple of times before we move to the next section. Again, heat, guys. There's too much heat in the skin. Your cleanser already has active ingredients. Your brush is causing heat. There's just so much going on in the skin that your skin becomes irritated. And if you are irritated, that will eventually become either pigmentation, broken veins or capillaries, or cause rosacea sensitivity. All right, guys, so let's move on to this, sponges and cloths. So the reason why I don't like sponges is because sponges have pores in them. And sometimes, well, actually, most of the time, people tend to reuse the sponges. I know, it's gross, but they don't toss them away. But let's say you are a good person and you are very sanitary and you toss those sponges away and get a new one. So those sponges will cause friction, and what we tend to do is we want to get in there in the nooks and crannies, in the T-zones, so we start rubbing really hard to make sure we clean our skin. That will cause inflammation. You will bring more heat to the skin. You will cause tearing in the skin, over exfoliation of the skin, and your skin will feel more trauma. Once you cause trauma to the skin, you will cause broken capillaries. What are broken capillaries? There are these tiny little small little veins that are right around the nose. It could be right around the cheeks. Normally it's right around here. And once that vein is popped, boom, it's done. We can never get rid of those veins. You can do other treatments like laser to suppress that vein, but one small trauma again, it will come right back up and you can never get rid of it. And this pertains to using cloths as well. It's the same concept. Too much heat, too much friction, too much rubbing in the skin. So now let's talk about these wipes. I don't like to use these wipes at all. If I'm using it to remove eye makeup, I'm still very delicate, very gentle with that. But I actually use a micellar water with a little bit of a sponge or a gauze, and I wipe it gently. But if I end up using these type of cloths, I only use it on my eyes. I do not go over my entire face. And I go downwards on my eyelashes and my makeup. I do not tug and I don't pull. And that is what happens when you use these type of wipes. You tend to rub, and you're wiping really hard because you have to wipe a little bit more aggressive to get the makeup off. If you're cleansing, it's liquid. You're not tugging and pulling. These wipes tend to cause premature aging, irritation in the skin, and it just doesn't even clean that well. You need to cleanse with your hands to get into the pore and clean everything out. Don't use these type of wipes to use as or replace your cleanser. So here's a question I have for you guys. Why do you guys feel like you need to deep clean your face? It's not like you're rolling around in the mud all day, every single day. You need natural oils in your skin to preserve your youth. You need some dead layers in the skin to protect you from UVA and UVB. So in order for your skin to be healthy, you need all of those natural oils, you need water in the skin, and you need some dead layers. So here is what happens when you over exfoliate your skin, strip the water from your skin, and take away the natural oils from your skin. You will age faster, cause sensitivity in the skin, irritation, inflammation, hyperpigmentation, broken capillaries, premature aging. I mean, you name it, it's the exact opposite of what we want in our skin. We take care of our skin to prevent all of these things, but yet this device causes these issues in our skin. So use your hands. It's the best and the safest way to cleanse your skin. So I also want to give you guys another fun fact. So in the aesthetic world, we use this Fitzpatrick scale. It's from 1 through 6. And 1 and 2 are the more Irish, red skin, very white, fair skin. Then you have the Fitzpatrick 3, which is my skin tone, 4, a little bit darker, and so on up until 6. The Fitzpatrick 1 and 2 are usually, not in all cases, usually the more drier skin tones. Then you have Fitzpatrick 3, which is my skin tone, can be dry and oily in combination and so on. The darker you are, the more oil production you have, the more natural oils you have in your skin. So if you are using a device, what we were just discussing, if you're Fitzpatrick 1 and 2, you are tearing your skin apart and you are already usually on the drier side. So when you use these devices, you cause more dryness in the skin, more water evaporation, more sensitivity, and guess what? You don't have any oils in your skin, so you're stripping any ounce of oil in your skin. And if you're Fitzpatrick 3 and 4, chances are you could be combination, but again, when you're using these devices, you're causing more stripping and evaporating more moisture. So Fitzpatrick 5 and 6 have more natural oils in their skin, which actually is a natural anti-aging benefit. You're preserving your skin. Darker skin tones age much more gracefully than lighter skin tones. So when you use these devices, you're stripping away all that natural anti-aging benefit. Use your hands, guys. Your hands are clean and they're the best and safest way to cleanse your skin without irritating your skin, causing sensitivity, or scratches in the skin. Alright guys, so hopefully this video was educational and informative. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this video, if it was helpful, and also if you guys have used any of these devices and what your thoughts are. So I'll talk to you guys next time and see you on my next video. Bye!